amazing. It was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters.
It's motorsport, but not as you know it. Test yourself and your everyday road car. Safe, affordable, but most of all, fun. And all you need is your daily driver. Experience the thrill of a sprint day. Race against the clock at a hill climb. Or test your reflexes with an auto test. It takes just 3 simple steps to get started. Get on the start line. Search Motorsport Australia Daily Driver today.
Fishies in a row. They're here to make a point and to do Eddie proud. They fan out in the background as they come down to turn 1 for the first time. It all looks pretty good, 2 by 2. We'll stop the camera here. Oh, Eddie would be proud, mate. That was awesome run around turn 1. But, oi! Contact with the fishies.
He's made it through. It doesn't look like Angus has made it, but Thomas Freeman's made it through, and Angus is going to suffer the crowd coming through there to be able to turn his car around.
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride, whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride.
ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
And they are off. It was a good start from Dylan de Bono. I think Phil Vella got a great start there in the background as well. You can see already cars going 5, 6 wide as they're trying to find any semblance of space. They come into T1. So far we've got 2, 3 wide as they snake down. There's Michael Culture that's got around Dylan de Bono. A couple of cars going wide there. Was that a bit of contact in the back? Scott Pocock caught up in that, I think, there, buddy. But it's Michael Cullajar's got past, so Dylan...
light is coming out and we're about to get going, and we have a green light and a very slow start for the 86s, but they are moving out there on the grid. It would be very interesting to see exactly which driver can capitalise on this first lap. Just go through the grid. Look like Jamie Christensen had a really awesome start to get ahead of Dylan de Bono, and Doug Gowage also jumped his teammate as well, so unfortunately Dylan stalled the car a little bit more than what he preferred. But
Weekend in, weekend out, Motorsport Australia officials are making waves. From waving flags, waving cars through pit lane, or responding to a wave for help. Wave hello to new lifelong friends. Who knows, you might just make waves around the world. Ride the first wave. Search Motorsport Australia officials today.
Still great classes of car, and if you are able to, if you're coming up the ranks on iRacing through the licenses, it's a fantastic sort of laneway into prototype driving, going from that GT3 up through the prototype classes. As the safety car pulls in, we get ready to go green as we come up towards the line. Edwards, Hasler, who's going to get the jump down to turn 1, or will any of the fishies, any of the piranhas in behind them, assault them down towards
green and they're off.
First lap? Let's go here.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
This is amazing. It was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanek and Jamie Dyson just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't committed, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. You know, let's see if we get a good run. Dodds just absolute thinker, but it's a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sim Racing World TV. Welcome into the Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars Super Sunday Series here, out for round 3 at Autodromo Internacional do Algarve. I'm your commentator here tonight, Hamish Munro, joined alongside once again by Steve Sinkovic. Sinko, big night of racing once ahead. We had a nice little preview of this track on Tuesday night, but now the pros and the Pro-Ams get to have a crack at it for around about an hour here for this race.
Oh, 100%, mate. Nothing better than a Sunday night. I'm already sitting there, people tuned in and give us a bit of a waving up g'day. We've got some Brian driver in there as well. And also another legend that's been away for a few weeks has jumped back into the server too. So I'm looking forward to a lot of fun tonight, mate. A lot of pace out there and a few opened eyes.
Yeah, mate, should be a good night. Of course, about 24 or so drivers in the server at the moment. So it should be a good preview of the rest of the season to come. A couple of drivers missing that we've had throughout this season, but hopefully, with drop rounds and with drivers coming back in, everything should sort of settle down a little bit as well. I have just realised I have to mute your screen because otherwise I can hear Greg in the background. So we'll quickly mute that. There we go. But I mean, Sinky, you were a little bit negative about this track when we started on Tuesday night. Have you kind of swayed a little bit to be a little bit more of a fan of this track since then, or are you still feeling the same way coming into tonight?
Look, it's got its benefits, and the benefits are that it is a wide track.
Yeah.
So it has its benefits, mate. There's things out there that are attracted to the V8s, which makes it a little bit easier, and that is that the width, there's a lot more passing opportunity to go 3, 4, 5 wide. We've seen in the last few nights. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. And answer your question, I've warmed up to it, let's say.
Well, of course, we've got 2 races in this area of the world next week, obviously out at Jerez. Then we head back over to Australasia for Suzuka and then down at Winton. And then it's looking like we're finishing out the season in the US for a triple header with our next Enduro Watkins Glen and the Driver's Choice Road Atlanta and then Belle Isle to end out the season. We've got a big end coming to this season. I mean, we're not even at the halfway point. It's been a mega start so far. I think tonight's going to be a good challenge for drivers. Jerez has been in the officials now for a couple of seasons, so they should be up to par with that. And then Suzuka, which has been out of the officials for a little while, so that could be a bit of a test for these drivers when they head out there. And then obviously, Winton, a classic track, and obviously our American triple header. So it's going to be a big end to this season, but still a big season to come over the next 6 rounds or so.
Looking end of season already.
Wow, I'm looking forward. I'm like, it's going to go by pretty quick, realistically. Like, we're already at round 4 this coming Tuesday.
When it gave me populations, I was like, shit, we're actually at the halfway mark just about. So it's like, oh, how quick is this gone? It's like, oh man, it's crazy. We must be having fun. Simple as that.
Well, I mean, I'll give you an example. Last night was round 8 out of 10 of vets, and I'm like, that is absolutely flown by. How is there only 2 rounds left of that season? We're already at round 3 for this series. We're gonna blink, and we're gonna be at the next Enduro in Watkins with only 2 rounds to go after that in that US triple header. Like, it's gonna absolutely fly by over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, but you know what the good thing about SRW is? Yeah, 3-week break, there's another night, another 2-week break, there's another night, so there's still another.
Well, unless you run F3s, then you only get a 1-week break mixed in there because of the F1 shadow rounds. But you know, every other series gets that 3 week break.
Go through still. It's gonna be. It's heaps. It's heaps. Hang on, Harry Dodds is in chat YouTube. You hope you're on track, mate. Where have you been?
He is in the session, so we'll see him rolling around in qualifying, which is good to see. He missed out on Friday night.
Yeah, he wasn't there Friday night. I did watch parts of that. I got real life interrupted, so you know. It was a very good call by yourself and Steph, and some good racing out there. Great numbers as usual. I'm hanging to see, you know, like 30 plus cars on that, and it's slowly getting there to that point. Steph saying g'day. Gallen, John Gallen saying g'day. Jess McNamin, let's go boys. And I'm stuffed after those laps, John Gallen. Yeah, I can imagine. Well, the boys are all getting in on track. They're all starting their quality, I believe. Is that started now? Yes. Yep. So we can see them all hunting out onto the track. I've got my car focused on that new young fella that's let's say he accepted the challenge that I put down last Sunday night.
Yeah, Mr. Rehan Liange coming out on track with us here tonight, or Rian Liange. I'm sure they can let us know the exact pronunciation of their last name, but we know Rehan is very quick, obviously a regular in Scops. We'll see how they do tonight. He's brought his teammate with him in Will Brown into the season as well. Not the Red Bull Will Brown, it's Will Brown 28 on iRacing. So that shows you how popular that name is amongst sim racers. But they should be able to put a good challenge in, as well as then also returning to the series, Michael Whiting from Fishy Motorsports. So good to see another Fish out there and see if he can help tie Delaney in his championship battle.
Yes, Whiting is back on track, and to him and his lovely wife, happy anniversary. It's their anniversary today. And he's on track because she's at work. Much like mine, who's at work as well tonight, but she's in the same room with me. So I've got to be careful of what I say. Matty Parker's saying, g'day lads. Great performance during the midweek, Mr. Parker. Hope you be able to make a few more rounds before you get real life interruptions. And maybe put a grip on some of the title positions.
As well, Rehan's also brought his other teammate in Tim Mulford into the series, which I have to add to the list. He's not in here, so I'll add him as well. So a couple of drivers from that team coming in. We did get the confirmation of that team name, but I have now forgotten it after a week, unfortunately. I'm sure though, based on their pace, one of them will likely finish up on the podium here tonight. We'll probably get a good view of it at some point here, but they're looking like they're going to work together early to help get all three cars up towards the top three using some Scott strategies here tonight. Matty Parker, big Will Brown, he's a power lifter. Oh, very interesting. We'll see here if he can power lift himself and his teammates up onto the podium for qualifying. Ray Douglas and Jack, thanks to you, Steve-O, for helping Jace out.
No, that's all good. The official name for the team is Phoenix Racing Team. Rounds too.
That would make sense why he has a Phoenix on the front of his helmet then. But first lap starting out now. Jason Strange goes fastest in the first sector. We'll see how long that lasts though here in qualifying for Vermilion Motorsports. We'll see if he can get some pace underneath the car. Finish P2 in the practice session behind Rehan Liange. So we'll see if he can get down into the 43s. Rehan was the only one to do so in practice, as he's already starting to set some good pace here as he goes now fastest in the first sector here into the tight hairpin of the GP circuit out here at
Portimao. Good to see you out there, Ray. We've missed you for a few weeks out there, mate. It's hasn't been the same without Mr. Douglas out there cheering us on. Matty Parker will speak of that. I'm working Tuesday night. Oh, mate, I can feel a bug coming on. Lucky Whitey's got himself purple in the second sector, mate, at the moment. So this track only has 3 official sectors, so it's a little bit easier on our eyes. And he's, let's see how he progresses. Oh, Jason Strange, who's on my screen. He's got himself up in the first place with a 144.778, which didn't last long because Mr. Whitey come and pipped him with a 144.689. So I'm looking at a big night tonight. I can't see Mr. Dyke out there. Is he out there in the session?
He is in the session, yeah. He's gone P5. Troy Stone Street's
Mr.
gone P2 with a 44.6 or 44.7. Rehan though up towards the line comes Young Liange. Crosses it with all three purples, goes 43.8 in the first time he crosses the line. Good time there from the young fella. We'll see though if anyone can challenge him as Will Brown, his teammate, goes P2 with a 44.5.
Can it be tight, mate? I don't think it's going to be a cut and dry night tonight. The boys are all piped up and getting ready to go.
See Mr. Coleman out there. Had a good performance last time out at Red Bull Ring. We'll see if he can...
very true.
If he can get back up there.
For a while, haven't I?
Yeah.
I really wanted to see the Coleman of old, and we did see the Coleman of old last time round, and hopefully he continues that form coming through, mate. We still haven't seen Mr. Lobb enter the series. I know he's registered for it. Maybe he got scared about some of the big boys coming back.
I don't think so. He's got tough, thick South African skin. I'm sure he is perfectly content with trying to race with the likes of Rehan and Michael.
Mr. Tannock, green first sector, with a 44, 46.6 at the moment. Let's see how he goes. He's got nice pace coming through that corner, looking very sharp.
See here if Bruce can rise up the ranks and maybe get a nice top time. Only one driver into the 43s at the moment, that being Rehan Liange in P1 at the moment here for Phoenix. We'll see though if anyone can challenge him to that top step as Tannock comes around the final, not the final corner, into the final sector. As Kirby gives him plenty of room, and up to the top of the hill he comes. Such a difficult corner, this one. Very easy to get the car underweighted and spun round. Want to try and keep it as planted as possible, get the maximum pace out of the exit, so you can flow the car around through this long final sector. And this double right-hander here towards the start-finish line.
I can see here comes now Mr. Tannock. I'll just shut my gob for a few seconds and let's see how he goes to finish his lap off.
See how he goes. What's the time going to be?
Crosses the line.
44.8, good enough for P9 at the moment.
I did notice the Anzac livery out there on Mr. Delaney, which is good to see. So we've got a few fishy boys missing still. Let's see, Kirby's out there. Who's the missing one?
If you've got young Delaney's Anzac livery still, that means you need to update your trading paints, because he's got his regular livery for me.
Blake Delaney's livery, I think I saw.
Well, it's not. He's not out there. He's not out there tonight. Have you got the replay going from like 2 weeks ago, Sinko?
No, I haven't. I haven't at all. But in saying that, maybe I should just double check my trading paints and just give it a bit of a reboot, just in case it decides to do something strange to us. While you're out there, viewers, me and Hamish are flipping out. Well, 27 viewing. Thank you very much for coming on board and saying g'day. Let us know if you want to see a driver. Let us know if you want to see a team. If you've got any questions about what's going on in the race, anything like that at all, please reach out to us. We'd love to have a chat with you guys while me and Hamish are out here watching the racing and getting heart palpitations with some of the moves we see. So it's always good to get you guys to bring us back to earth. So please reach out.
Tell you what, it's good to see Mr. Lukey Crum back in the Supercars field, of course, race in the 8.6s on Thursday night. Have you got any info for me from the first appearance of the season from the most famous man in the 8.6 field and how he went on Thursday night, Sinko?
I can't remember, to be honest. Generally that means that he didn't really stand out for me.
Well, that means then he didn't get caught up in any trouble either.
In saying that as well, I was just looking at the footage today. 42 cars on track. So we've got a massive field in the GR86s, and I think next season, which is season 3, will be the official Motorsport Australia season, and it's going to be an absolute weapon of a season.
Do we think for that season, Sinker, two splits? One split the pros, obviously, and then running before that we have the pro-am and amateurs.
Well, you know, there's going to be debates on numbers, basically, mate. At the moment, the show is spectacular, and I'm loving the fact that there's so many cars on track, and the boys are enjoying it as well. Me, personally, the more cars on track, the more fun I have. I just love it. I reckon it's the best thing since sliced bread. Some people don't like it, but it is what it is. We'll tackle that when we get the numbers for next season. But what I want to do is work out a strategy how to get all our 1,000 subscribers to come and watch us and break our record of how many viewers at one time. I think we're sitting at about 76 on YouTube, and that was near the end of last season. But I'd love to see if we can do, a couple of hundred or somehow. Might have to get Warren and Brown to give something away on the night or something like that.
Yeah, that'll be maybe a tool bag or even, a spanner set or something like that. We'll have to see if we can get it going.
Well, it's cool. They gave away at some of that for like $120 a pop, and we gave away 20 of them, so they did really, really well. Even though one young lady decided she'd just walk across behind the counter and looked at them and thought, "Oh, this is nice," and decided to walk away. And I go, "Excuse me."
So the same thing that happened at Summer Nuts happened at Motorex as well.
I thought it was for free, and I'm like, no. No, it's not for free. But anyway, is there anyone else? What about Matty Parker? Do you have same issues Hamish had with Billy Mole's livery?
Yeah, remember I had Billy
possibly.
Mole's livery not loading properly either last week or Sonoma. And I think I had to rejig all of my files to have it set correctly.
On Friday night as well, because Friday night, the livery for my fella in the GTP,
Josh's was correct.
Around the text, and you couldn't see it, so I think he had the previous version in there in the beginning of the session, and it didn't update when he reloaded.
So he didn't have the one with the white line around where the one. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh well, I normally update it before the session anyway. Hey.
So, a lot of the boys are out there doing some really good stuff. Let's see what Troy Stone Street is in the pits at the moment. Carey's coming out at the moment. Our lead lap at the moment is the 143.870 by Rian. And Jamie Dyke has got himself up there with a 144.355. So I'm hoping that the young fella's going to bring out the best out of Dyke, because he loves a challenge out there, Dyke. And being a pro driver himself, he's probably competed with Rian a fair bit. So he's probably it's probably getting the adrenaline pumping for him. I don't know. I guess it would for me.
Yeah, it'll be good to see a nice fight happening up the front here tonight. We'll have to see how conservative Rehan goes. I mean, I suppose he may not be used to actually getting attacked by other drivers. Since Scops, it's more about saving tyres and saving fuel, and there's not really that many battles that happen in his regular racing. So we'll see how he goes though here tonight.
We've got a really good formula here.
Hey?
What you're saying is we've got a really good formula here.
Oh no, I just think we have drivers who are willing to battle for things similar to vets. They're willing to go and have a crack.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about trying to save tyres, as Rehan here is looking already to beat his previous best of a 43.8 as he leads his teammates around, giving them the tow and trying to help them rise up the ranks. His teammate Will Brown's P3 at the moment. The other teammate in Tim Mulford is back in P20, yet to set a significant time at the moment, but we know he has got the pace in him. See him pull it off here tonight. We have Ray Douglas saying Joseph has been practicing over the last 4 weeks, so hopefully he'll be there soon. Well, hopefully we do see Jace back out on track once again. Track temp here tonight is a 32-degree track, so it is getting warm, so it is going to be slippery. And tyres are going to hurt for it as well at this circuit. It is already a tyre killer, even in the best of conditions, but 32 degrees is not going to be helpful. So there could be some carnage out of this here, Sinker, and possibly some safety cars on offer as well from mistakes being made.
Well, we didn't get one on Tuesday night, did we? I really thought we were going to, but we didn't. I'm going to say no tonight again, mate.
Yeah, I think it's tough. It depends. It comes down, obviously, to how well the tyres last, how willing the drivers are to really push on as Rian comes across the line. Should be better than his previous best. It wasn't. It was only a 44.6. So he's really given up some pace there in the last sector, trying to keep his teammate, Will Brown, in the tow. Was unable to, though. Tim Mulford still unable to better his time. You set this, Travis Daly. Here's Tim. Across the line. We'll see what the time looks like. Shane Patterson, apparently people change teams all the time. Sean Vandermill, yes they do. Pato, so there's been quite a few team changes apparently coming about in future through certain Supercars teams. We'll see though how they all materialise going into Season 3 of the iRacing seasons and into our Season 3 in about, well, it'll be 9 weeks' time, pretty much, when we get into our Season 3. We'll see how everything all pans out. Young gun Ty Delaney, P11 at the moment on the road, just trying to get some better time out of this car in behind Michael Whiting at the moment. Might be struggling a little bit with the track temp right now, Sinker, but we'll see how he goes. We know he rises up through the race session anyway. His qualifying is not always a perspective of how he actually drives during a race session, how clean he can be in a race, and how many positions he can make up.
Whiting was good.
Either Whiting or Delaney, both of them.
Yeah, I think Jamie's the user. Jamie is usually the fastest in the qualifying out of them, but then when it comes to pace during the race, they're all pretty comparable, depending on who's got the favouritism for that track and who knows the track better. Yeah, I don't know which one out of them is a bit more of the all-rounder. Dykey probably would be, but yeah, I think Delaney and Whiting are faster on race time than quality time in general. From what I've seen anyway, they might say completely different, but from my perspective, yeah. I've just realised I've got the racing line on now a little.
As we come up though, to the end of qualifying, drivers getting their final laps finished now as we are now past the 15 minutes. Rehan Liange is currently P1 on the timing tower. Jamie Dyke's the only one that can really challenge him at this stage, but he's not looking like going any better at the moment through the course of the lap, so it could be Rehan on debut and pole position on debut as well. A perfect start to life here in SRW. He has got two greens, but it's going to take purples to beat Rehan at this point. We'll see though if he can pip anyone ahead of him.
Pretty good. Let's see how he goes in the final sector. He's taking it nice and clean.
As he comes on round to cross the line, Michael Whiting be the final driver to finish his lap, crosses the line. He has gone better. It's a 44.2. Good enough for P2 there, pipping his teammate Jamie Dyke to the front row of the grid.
Nice little lap. Well done, well done. Well, tonight we've got in our race control team, we've got Mr. Greg Barbs. He's in there working with, I think it's Tyson McAvoy. Yes, it is Tyson McAvoy. I'm not sure if Mr. Leakey is out as the safety car driver, but our resident admin, Hutto, is in there supervising and checking it out and getting some experience up in there.
Well, let's check out our grid, though. It's good that Hutto's getting some experience in the RC room, learn more about it, but grid for tonight's race is as follows. Rehan Liange will start P1 for Phoenix Racing Team on debut. At Fishy Motorsports, Michael Whiting at a P2. In behind him will be his teammate Jamie Dyke, lining up alongside Troy Stonestreet of WKMP Sim Sports. So then Will Brown on debut alongside Jason Strange from Vermilion Motorsport, ahead of Anthony Visma and Troy Maguire on the fourth row of the grid. David Kirby and Bruce Tannock will then make up the top 10. Ty Delaney, Harry Dodds will then start P11 and P12, so that old rivalry continues to flare up a little bit here off the start line. We'll see how they go here tonight. Back down P13, John Gallen ahead of Brad Doble, David Coleman, Alan Dawson in behind. Troy Dooley and Andrew Cowan then make up the ninth row, with Travis Daly and Tim Mulford making up the top 20 on debut here tonight. Luke Crum back in the series will start alongside Shane Newens. In behind our race controllers, Greg Barber and Tyson McAvoy, we have Chris Burridge, Shane Randall and Peter Vanderkraan at the back of the grid.
Looking good. Blood pressure starts going up. Heart rate starts going up.
Are you sure that's not a medical emergency on offer?
Alright, here we go. Race controls finished there. That cheddar.
So it'll be young versus old off the front row when we get the green light here tonight. Rehan versus Michael Whiting. Dyke and Stonestreet in behind, two talented operators. Then Will Brown and Jason Strange, we know what they can offer. Anthony Visma, could he sneak up the ranks here tonight? We know he's pulled some sneaky wins over the likes of Darren Lobb and others throughout this series, back in season 1 of course. But all eyes will be on that Phoenix Racing Team and how they do on debut here in SRW.
Here we go.
20 seconds from race control. until the lights go out. We have got a lot of love here for Big Willie Brown in the session, the powerlifter. We'll see what he can do off the start, the number 96. We wait for the lights to go up. We wait to go racing here out at Portimao. Gritting is finalised. Ty Delaney, Peter Vanderkrant have not made the start, but lights are up. Let's go racing for round number 3 of season 2 of 2024. Here we go. It was a balk start there from Rehan off the start line, as it looked like Jamie Dyke looked to take advantage over both himself and Whiting. Whiting, though, is going to lead through turn 1 for the first time.
Oh, the pack comes through and everyone's cleared it. There seems to be like 5 deep in the back there, and everyone's coming through nice and clean. Tanek and the boys are all making their way. Oh, we've had a spin.
That's Visma in the background who's had the spin. And it's really held up the drivers at the back of the grid. Burridge has been involved as well. Randall makes his way through, as well as a couple other drivers. But back up the front, Michael Whiting leads the way to Jamie Dyke, Rehan Liange, Troy Stonestreet, Will Brown, that's the 5. Strange, Tanek, Kirby, Maguire, Daly, that's the top 10.
Well, that was a bit of carnage down the back there, mate, that we'll get a hold of a little bit later. Looks like Anthony Visma had a spin off the curve. Not sure if it was contact or not, but that then introduced some effect of other cars colliding each other, and other cars trying to correct it and getting spun again. So the boy front, Mr. Whiting, got a fantastic start with Dykey, and Rehan, I think, was just playing it a bit safer across the start, but he's sitting behind Dyke now, putting the pressure on. If they play the team game here, Dyke will try to slow him down, but we know that Dyke's got the passion for the win as well.
Troy Maguire's had a spin in the background. Bruce Tanek's also been involved. We'll get the replays happening as of the end of lap 1, as Whiting now leads Jamie Dyke around. Rehan looks to take advantage down the inside of Dyke. It's going to be too wide up towards the final corner. We'll see who gets the run down the main straight down towards turn 1, but Whiting doesn't want to have to help Rehan here. He wants to help Jamie try and hold him off by giving him the tow across the line.
Oh, some tight driving here. I'm loving the look of this already. Dykey's there. There's a little bit of overlap, but Dykey's making sure that he's getting the overlap out of the way. Nicely done. A bit of over-under effect there by Rehan. Dyke's gone really wide. Rehan's taking advantage of it, taking all the way. I think Stone Street's taking advantage of the battle in front of him as well and getting right up the back of Dyke.
Beautiful little top 5 battle starting to materialise as Michael Whiting tries to run away from it at the moment here. Put your camera on this one here, Sinker, because we're going to go to the old double view to get some replays happening of the crashes that happened as Dyke's now spun it round.
I've got the battle going on in the back with the boys at the Crumb and the fellas at the mid-pack at the moment. I could have gone a bit earlier, but too late now. Yeah, it looks like a bit of contact there from one of the fishy boys in the fluoro. That's Whitaker, is it? No,
that's Visma who's been involved. That was Visma's incident down at turn 1. And then Kirby's been involved. There's Burridge as well.
Burridge got hit as he was trying to rotate the car around. So a bit of shame there. We'll leave that to race controllers, see how they go.
And then as well, Troy Dooley was also involved in this one. You see him there just getting caught up. And this was Bruce Tanek and Troy Maguire's incident up at the top of the hill. You see them making their way up there. Tried to get on the inside of Strange. Strange doesn't see him there. He went for the wide angle, balks him up. And there's Maguire just collecting him on the way through.
That was a nice little bit of love given. I don't know how Bruce is still going. He's still going. It doesn't seem like he's got too much damage. Crazy. What I'll do is next time you get the replay, let me know, buddy, and I'll put it on the front of the pin.
I did let you know, but it didn't happen. But that's fine. That's all good. Let's see, though.
I was in my own little world.
That's okay. Dyke has Rehan all over the back. Oh, sorry. Whiting has Rehan all over the back of him at the moment as we come down towards the GP corner.
That spin cost Dyke 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. He's dropped to 5th now. But Rehan's like 0.29 on the back of Michael, sizing him up and having a look at which way to go. Stone Street is sitting at 1.8 behind the front 2 guys. Will Brown and Jamie Dyke 5/10 and 8/10, so they're slowly going to make it through. The battle packs are starting to appear as we see. I'm going to take my screen to Travis Daly for you, mate, because there's an epic little fight going in the back there. The boys are showing some awesome skill sets, moving around each other and pacing each other around corners.
Yeah, we can see both battles on screen now as we continue on upwards and onwards to lap number 4. As we continue on, Dodsey all over the back of Daly at the moment.
Roy Clark says that Bruce Tannock is used to driving a Benz car. I was going to drop a joke in there, but I thought it was politically incorrect, so I won't. But I wasn't sure what pronoun his car was referring to.
By the way, Shane Randall, most positions gained in this race alongside the other driver we're focusing on your screen there. Randall up 11, Daly up 10 positions at the moment, so they're trying to make their way through the field here tonight. As we go back to the front, Michael Whiting still leads against Rehan Liange, with Stone Street, Brown and Dyke making up the top 5. Then it's Strange, Kirby, Dodds, Daly and Gallen making up the top 10 here out at Portimao.
Dyke is making his way up. He was 8/10 before, and now he's got himself down to 3/10. So he's putting the challenge on the back of Will Brown to get back into that top position. That was just a spin by Dyke, wasn't it? It was just
yeah, it was just a rotation down at the bottom of the corner. He just rotated it down there, unfortunately.
Yeah, a little bit extra jangle. Mr. Blake Delaney, hey boys, nice to see you out there, mate. Looking forward to getting you back on track, buddy.
Hopefully he can join us very soon in the future once again. You can see Rehan just trying to hang out with Michael Whiting at the moment. We'll see when he's willing to go for the move. But he's happy just to chill out for a while in behind the big fish out in the front of the field in the 025 Commodore. You see Daly under all sorts of pressure from John Gallen and Brad Doble in the background as well.
How much has Gallen been in our conversation this week, mate? Everything he's been racing, he's been absolutely ripping it up and tearing it up. In the 86s, he had some great racing. In the V8s on Tuesday, he was doing really well. And tonight, again, he's having a great little tussle and bustle out there with Troy Daly and Brad Doble.
He is continuing his fight on forward up the field, although he has lost the pole position of Pro-Am to Travis Daly at the moment, who now leads that class on the road. Back here to a battle between Stone Street, Will Brown and Jamie Dyke as they come on through turn 1. We'll see if they start to get a little bit more feisty, a little bit more chaos in amongst them to see how big the battles are coming. Bruce Tannock into the pit lane. Could possibly be for a penalty due to that moment with Jason Strange earlier on. Junior Fish at the moment is John Gallen's losing some spots. Young Gun Ty is at the back of the field. He got caught up in a lap 1 incident down at turn 3.
Yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, there was about 6 cars that got caught up into that, and Troy Maguire was one of them as well out of the Fishy team. But I'm sure they'll work their way back up through the pack as the race goes on. The boys at the front are still battling like crazy, all close times. The battle packs have slowed down a bit. We saw this on Tuesday night, and then after the pits, they came back hell for leather again. But Mr. Whitey's got a battle on his hands here. He's doing everything right, keeping it smooth, keeping his exits clean, and also keeping his car in a great position to avoid the overlap of any sort coming in and out of corners. So great work by both these drivers.
Unfortunately, Troy Maguire is out of this race. He's been out for 3 laps now. There we can see some intervals. Rehan all over the back of Whiting. Dyke and Brown still trying to chase down Stone Street. Kirby all over Jason Strange. And then Gallen and Doble trying to battle it out with Travis Daly. And then Crumb all over the back of Shane Randall at the moment. Back to check out the car numbers of all the cars so we know which battle everyone's in. We can see this one here materialising. Crummy and Randall. Crummy on return to the series. Ironically battling with a car of a team that used to be owned by his friend Jack Anderson, now owned by me, and I'm good friends with Crummy as well, so it's a little bit full circle here for Mr. Crumb.
Jump it on there, Hamish, before it all becomes too late. Jason Strange drew a right-through penalty for contact earlier in the race. Not leaving room. So he will be going for a drive-through which will open the door for Mr. Dodds, who's 2.4 seconds behind them, and the battle pack that he's bringing up with him. So we haven't had Doddsy in full flow for a while, so I'm hoping today could be a turnaround for him and get him back into the action. He's leading that battle pack quite nicely. 37 viewing tonight. Oh, you little rip up, loving it. More and more every minute.
So our intervals at the moment. This battle now just starting to spread a little bit as Crummy starts to pull away. Back up to our battle between Troy Stonestreet and Jamie Dyke and Will Brown. Brown just trying to keep on the back here of Jamie Dyke in P5 at the moment. His racing team on debut here tonight.
Shane Newlands is going for a drive-through as well. Contact with 042, which is Chris Burridge. So he'll be having a cup of coffee as he drives through for his drive-through.
See Will Brown onto the main straight now. Still within tow range of Dyke, but Jamie is just starting to get the rear fin moving and running through the water away from Mr. Brown here.
Yeah, 100%. He's oh, there goes Jason Strange into his pit drive-through. Will Brown, Jamie Davis. Jamie's got followed past, so he's got a bit of work to do though once he gets past Stone Street, because there's a three-second gap between him and the battle pack at the front, which is going to be a tough one to do.
Ronnie Parker saying that was a harsh penalty. Yeah. No, Blake, not Red Bull Will. I would think he'd be running a Red Bull livery if it was Red Bull Will, to be honest with you. Or there'd be Red Bull somewhere on the Phoenix car if it was him. But we did find out there's at least more than 28, or at least 28 Will Browns on iRacing, Blake. So it's a very popular name. So it's pretty likely we'll get a couple more maybe in the series.
I'll tell you what, mate. Michael Whiting and young Rian laps are very, very close, mate. Very, very close. That last lap there was only like 1/10 in it, but their best lap of both of them are were literally 3 100ths between them in their best lap so far in the session, which is spectacular. Stone Street is 4/10 behind, and Jamie Dyke's a little bit faster, maybe about 3.5 tenths.
We did get some info from Cowie tonight. Shouldn't be any fuel saving need. Sorry, to get home. So they should be only needing that one-stop strategy here tonight, around about the halfway mark, to make it home in this race. So it'll be interesting to see when drivers decide to come in and how it's going to affect any of the ordering in this race, and if any fuel savings are going to come into play, because Rehan right now probably saving some tyres, probably saving some fuel. He may actually jump Michael in the pits, and I think he knows that as well.
Yeah, Mr. Taddock's not going to be happy, man. He's down and back 12 places down after the incidents early on, and he's got himself a drive-through penalty.
Yep. Unfortunately for Bruce.
That wound.
Yeah, that may be race over for Mr. Tannock, and he may not come back out on track. We'll have to wait and see. Only one driver out of proceedings so far, that is Troy Maguire. Peter Vanderkrant never made the start of the race. Rehan, though, trying to line this up on the inside, and Michael Whiting. Whiting gives him heaps of room. Rehan's going to get the drive out of the corner. He's going to take the lead for the first time in this race since starting on pole position. And now Rehan will just be looking to run away with this thing.
Well, I wouldn't say it just that quickly, because Michael's not going to let it go, that's for sure. And their times have been pretty competitive all the way through, even though Rehan has been the back behind car. Let's see how Michael goes, and then we can sit on the back of him for however long he can. In the meantime, Dyke is 0.7 on the back of Stone Street, so he's working his way back to the podium. And on our other screen, we've got Harry Dodds with a pack of boys chasing him down. They're 4 seconds behind Dave Kirby, who's in a bit of a world of his own, Dave Kirby. He's got 3 seconds in front of him to Will Brown and 4 seconds behind him to Harry Dodds, so he's in a world of pain on his own.
See Kirby come on through, and in behind him is that battle between Dodds, Daly, Gallen and Doble as well. Alan Dawson trying to chase down Shane Randall at the moment. Back of the field, as well as David Coleman ahead of them at the moment. Whitcomb has just started to break away from the front of that little battle pack and move his way up a bit further, up 7 spots here tonight. Coleman's back where he started. Most positions gained, though, is currently with Travis Daly, who's in behind Harry Dodds. He's up 11 spots in this one so far.
Yeah, great job there by Harry tonight. He's got himself into the top 10, 5 places up too, so it's a good solid drive. He's got pressure behind him all night, so he just needs to keep his head screwed on. Also, viewers out there, hope you're enjoying the split screen, the front and back action that we're giving you. Give us some feedback. We'd love to know what you think. Are the images big enough? Is it making sense to you? If you said the tower's big enough, love to know some feedback from you boys and girls and mums and dads.
John Vanderbilt saying drive-through for Strange. I mean, he already committed to his drive-through at this point, though, didn't he?
I didn't hear that. What was that?
I said, well, Sean's saying drive-through for Jason Strange, but he already did his drive-through.
Yeah, he's already done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he already did. He went through the pits not too long ago, and that's brought him back out into, oh God, all the way down to 20th. And he was sitting in the top 5 position, so it shows you how close the tower is, people, that a drive-through penalty can pretty much cost you something like 10 or 12 positions quite easily. So you've got to be really careful out there. If you're going to throw it in somewhere, keep it clean. Will Brown is all over the back of Jamie Dyke again, mate. He is like 2 tenths firing along the inside there, trying to get back in front of him. Jamie has backed off his pace by a little bit, looks like it, because he's down to 1.35 on the back of Stone Street, and he was down to like 5 to 8 tenths at one point. Maybe fuel saving, not sure. His last lap was a 147. There could have been an error in there. Because Jamie's fastest is a 145.410.
Oh, you see as well, Rehan Liange is already 1.8 seconds ahead of Michael Whiting in the lead now. So I think your prediction might have been a little bit off there, Sinker. He is just starting to run away with it now that he has got the lead of this race. But we'll see if Michael can come back. It's only going to take one mistake from Rehan for Michael to be in the hot seat for the lead. Roy Clark saying Coleman should be doing the vets points. Why is he racing? Hey, honestly, he should be. He should have done them by now, but maybe that's the price he pays for running 15th at the moment in this race. If he had done them, maybe he'd be top 10.
Look, he's all right. He's sitting there 3 tenths away from Luke Crum and going for it and enjoying it. But this battle in the back here behind Harry Dodds is one of the battles of the night so far. It's looking pretty good. The boys are doing some great driving across there. Where is our boy Cowan? He's gone under the radar tonight. He's up 7 places. He's sitting in 11th. 1.92 behind John Gallen, because Gallen's on the back of that pack behind Harry Dodds. Harry Dodds got Travis Daly, Brad Doble, and John Gallen chasing him down.
On board with Mr. Doble at the moment. He's in behind Daly. We've got 2 lots of views for this battle on hand at this stage in time as Doddsy leads them down the main straight. On to lap 11 here tonight, 18 minutes into proceedings of the 1 hour race. Doble goes up the outside of Travis Daly. He pulls in behind, gives him the position to see if he could now put some pressure on Harry Dodds right ahead of him here at the front of this battle pack. But a big wiggle though from Doble as they come through 1 and 2. Wants to try and hang on to him though as they come through 3.
Beautiful work there by Gallen. Gallen's trying to get the inside run on there. He hasn't quite made it happen yet. But they haven't given up. Dooley and him are going to go for that health level all the way down the back of that straight. Let's see who's going to make it to this corner next. Dooley's taking the brakes a bit later, taking the apex earlier. Gallen's taking it out wider, trying to get the car straightened up a bit earlier and get some pace out of the corner. Right across the back of him. And all the pressure is just sitting on the back of Mr. Harry Dodds, who's just got 4 of these boys battling like crazy behind him. Doble's had a quiet start, isn't he, mate?
He has, Mr. Brad Doble. As the likes of Travis Daly as well. He was caught up in an incident last week out at Red Bull Ring that took him out of proceedings, although the fast-paced John Gallen really finding his groove here in SRW. He's doing well to hold him off right now here for the lead of the Pro-Ams. We have fast approaching Andrew Cowan here with Anthony Visma all over the back of him. He's trying to make back up the 5 places that he's lost after lap 1, turn 3, spin around.
That's going to be a massive pack there, mate.
It will.
Once Cowan catches this Gallon, Travis, and Doble and Dodds, that's going to be the mega pack because Visma is right on the back of Cowan as well. So that's going to be a 7-car pack.
We'll see here if they can stop making their duos a thing and make it a 6-way for us here in the battle for the back end of the top 10.
Doble's just taking the inside line on Harry Dodds and taking him through the corner. Done it very cleanly as he's come through.
Daly all over the back of him now as well.
Yeah, and go on the back of him. Dykey and Will Brown those boys are fighting away like crazy.
There's battles all over the shop at the moment. There's Burridge all over Jason Strange. There's Randall all over the back of Crum with Dawson involved too. Battles everywhere all over this track at the moment, apart from up the front between Whiting and Rehan.
Yeah, well, thank God we've started to use the split screens to give people a bit more to see. When's the pit window close or when the pit window open? I can't remember what it was on Thursday
open,
night. I think it was.
Technically, the pit window's open the whole race, but they should be pitting around about the halfway point because it should only be a 1-stop. So there's not a specific pit window, but it's... Oh, no, there's been contact with Randall and Crum.
Oh, lucky he's held it. He's letting... Is he going to let him catch?
He's trying to. Crum's gone
That's
wide.
That's one I wanted to address because there's only one position lost. That's a position I would address. Normally I would say don't readdress, but that's... Yeah, he's addressed it at the right place. Only one position was lost. That would probably be okay in the eyes of the RC. But that was lucky. Yeah, he just didn't anticipate him braking so early, I think.
I was hoping we could get a better view of that one there, but we'll see if Crummy calls it in and what race control says about that one.
Luke has called that in, even though it was being pressed.
We'll see what they say about it as Cowie and Visma have had contact down at turn 3. So Visma has been involved in yet another incident down there. This is how it's happened between them. So as they came on through, you see there's Cowie, Gallen's right ahead of him. Oh, he's tried to shoot it up the inside and he's just slotted it straight into the back of Visma.
Oh, Cowie, that was just a bit ambitious, I think. There, it was a good. He saw the door open, he went for it, but he just needed to get that braking done a little bit earlier, cleaner. He would have been sweet. He would have been right on the inside of that curb and made some real impact.
Unfortunate for him to. I mean, he hasn't lost a spot, to be fair. He's still 5 spots down from where he was before, but it has now allowed Tim Mulford through onto the back of John Gallen.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that battle pack now is evaporated. We had Harry Dodds with Brad Doble was fighting behind Harry Dodds and Travis Daly. Doble has gone away with 2 seconds ahead of Harry at the moment, and then Harry's streaked away from Travis Daly at 2.27 because that battle pack between Daly, Gallen and Tim Mulford and Visma, they all sort of slowed down because they were fighting each other. So yeah, unfortunate for those boys.
Jason Strange and Shane Randall begin to have their battle heat up with Chris Burridge involved too towards the back of the field. Stephen Banks saying when that big battle pack forms will be time to pit. Unfortunately, Stephen, they're kind of forced to come into the halfway point because if they come in any earlier, they may not be able to get enough fuel in the car to actually get home. That's the only problem. If I quickly look at the numbers that Cowie sent me. So 77.7 in the tank. 3.6 to 3.8 lap per burn per lap. 21 to 22 laps without fuel saving, 32 to 34 lap race. So it's just a 1-stopper. So actually they probably could pit now and still get home. With it being a 32 to 34 lap race. So now's probably actually the start of the pit stop period. Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday night they started pitting around the 24-25 minute mark. We've got so I've got my screen sitting on. Yep, you just picked it up nicely. Stone Street's getting pressure from Dykey and Will Brown at the moment. They're 5/10 behind it, and then the only other pack we've got at the moment really is Mulford with Gallen and Vismar behind him, and Brown has gapped 4 seconds on Mr. Whiting, and Troy Stone Street's got 5 seconds on him. So that fight is going to see what happens in the fuel strategies. Michael Whiting will be saving fuel like crazy as well, so he might need to take less fuel and hopefully get a couple of seconds or a couple of tenths back in the pits with Mr. Round and Stone Street as well. But we'll see what happens before that with these guys fighting behind here.
See here this battle up the back between Crumb.
Oh,
we'll see here if Dykey wants to try and pop it up here on Troy Stone Street. And it'll be quite close enough. This battle, though, as well on screen, Crumb, Randall, Strange, Burridge, has been starting to materialise over a couple of minor incidents over the course of this race, Sinker. Maybe just starting to heat up as Crumb starts to bring it in here for his first stop. Was getting a bit of blinking down the main straight. Do apologise.
Me too in, Crumb's in, and Dawson's in. Oh, and Troy Dooley. It's going to be interesting to see how that battle pack evolves after they come out in cold tyres.
Yeah, we'll see. We know it takes a couple laps to get the tyres up to 10. At this point, Stephen's saying, yeah, I agree totally. We'll be looking a bit now, yeah, especially if you're in a battle pack. You probably want to just come in, let the other guys battle it out. You come out in a bit of clean air and can just push on. I think if you're kind of on your lonesome and you got a bit of gap around you, maybe just stay out for as long as possible, Sinker, and then try and take the shorter stop at the end of the race and have the tyres, a bit fresher towards the end as well.
Yeah. Just heard race control over all teams. Shane Randell will be getting a post-race penalty of, I think it was 10 points for an incident. I'm not sure what it was.
That'll be the one with Luke Crumb that he redressed.
Ah, okay. Yep. Okay. Nice.
So yeah, a bit lenient on him, but I think it's a fair call. Neither of them ended up in totally worse for wear scenario.
Yeah,
and he redressed the position, and they were still driving pretty cleanly regardless. Just one of those racing incidents that you come together. One driver's at fault, points penalty, continue on.
100%. That's the way it goes. That's racing, isn't it? So Will Brown, Jamie Dyke, Stone Street. Stone Street's pulled away a little bit in that last corner, but Will Brown's still got the pressure on the back of Dyke. They've gapped it on Kirby. He had 4 seconds in front of him and behind him. He's got now 7 seconds behind Will Brown and 6 seconds behind Brad Doble. So he's gapped Doble in that pack, but lost pace in the front. So these front guys are pretty much in the low 147s, and pretty much from 8th position onwards, these guys are doing 148.2s, 148.3s, somewhere around there, 147.5s. So there's a bit of a discrepancy at times there. Obviously battling each other as well slows them down.
See here to the battle on screen between Gallen and Mulford. We know this has been starting to heat up over the course of this race. All these drivers have been around each other majority of proceedings. As currently as things stand, as we get up to the halfway point, as Tannick brings it in.
We have a safety car.
Do we? Wow, what has caused the safety car?
I did hear someone ask for a tow. I'm not sure who it is on track. Just trying to see if there's someone that's dropping like crazy.
It's not Shane Newens. It's not Troy Dooley. It's Shane Randall, who's upside down on his roof.
Oh, how did he get there?
How has that happened? I don't have anything that tells me.
That's just opened up all the front runners into the pit straight away. Let's see if we're going to get any swapping there at the moment.
I believe this is how it's happened. It's down towards turn 1. Oh, big contact with Strange. That's then sent Randall over. I'm trying to get him on screen. There he is on his roof. Let's just get that again. Just because I need to be focused on Randall for that one, not Strange.
Everyone's in the pits now. Everyone's taking advantage.
Oh.
Let's see if there's...
Oh, he got magnetized to the wall, and that's what flipped him over.
Brown's out. Oh, this is going to bring the battle pack close. Oh, Dykey's done a pass over Stone Street. in the pits, and so has Will Brown over Stone Street too. Stone Street's lost two places in the pit lane just then. So these guys under safety car conditions are going to be all brought together for a nice little battle pack. This is going to be good. This is going to be a sprint to the finish now. 30 minutes of running flat stick. Let's see what happens now.
Yeah, we can see here Rehan will still lead, but Roy Clark saying 100% Will's been training Shane. I don't know, you can say that, Roy. You get into a heap of crashes yourself, mate. How's Split 3 treating you this season? But no, Rehan leads the way to Michael Whiting, Jamie Dyke, Will Brown. That one's a bit hard to call, Sinker. I mean, yes, Shane, they kind of came together. I don't know, that's tough. We'll have to see what Race Control say about it.
No, I'm not even. It all depends on who left their line, you know, where the impact was, everything like that. There's a lot of things I'll look down on. So we'll wait to see what Race Control says. There's no point even trying to guess. It's too close coming down the line like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real tough one. And a lot of people who've probably watched me call my own team's races before will know that I hold them at a very high standard, and if I know that it's their fault, I will call it out. Like, there have been many races where my drivers have caused incidents. I'm like, yeah, it's their fault. I told them off. They shouldn't have done that. But that one's, like, it almost looked like the cars were magnetized together, Sinker. And then that's what's kind of forced the issue. It's so hard to call.
Yeah. So safety car's going to do one more lap, so he's going to bank everyone up together. Get everyone close and ready to rock. Hopefully that won't take too long, but it's definitely going to take us into probably about 34 to 35 minute marks, a 25-minute sprint.
Yeah, nice little sprint to the end here. But it will be all guns blazing, of course, as well, Sinker. So we'll see if Rehan can, or if Whiting can stay with Rehan, or if he lets Dykey past him.
73's just been let to go around, so they're all moving around so that Shane Newlands can overlap. There he is, getting back on his lap. Number 7 now is passing the field on the right as well, and that will be Ty Delaney. So Ty will get his lap back. Let's see what happened to Ty. He was caught up in that very first stint.
I think he did, and then he had to come in.
Yeah. It's cost him 11 spots, so he's the biggest drop there is Ty and Troy Maguire. Troy Maguire, 16 places. That's the waiver rounds complete. So we'll see what happens shortly. Were they on track? They will.
Sinker, maybe we'll blame all the crashes on the solar flares yesterday. Maybe it was the Aurora Borealis courses.
I'm actually just looking at photos on my wife's computer from all around Australia, Tasmania, WA, and everything like that, and it looks spectacular.
All I could think of was the Simpsons meme of Chalmers at Smithers' house, being like, "Oh, what is going on in there? Aurora Borealis." May I see it? No.
Oh, dear man. Alrighty. Teams have started to catch up. They're all nearly caught up. If you can
Apparently,
see
it's still happening tonight, so that could be the issue. I missed out on seeing the Aurora Borealis because I had a broadcast, and I was a little bit disappointed, but that's okay.
It is what it is, mate. You'll miss other stuff as well. I've got the blimp view of the lead car at the moment, so you can have that in the bottom screen if you like, mate, so people can see it. It was all black skies at my head. Yeah, you couldn't see it with the naked eye always. You had to take off the camera as well. The camera had a different exposure.
Unless you're in Tassie, apparently my mate lives in Tassie, and he walked out his door and you could see it all perfectly. So I'm very jealous of that one.
Alright, safety cars accelerating away. No more weaving throughout the field. RC is called, and Rehan has the field as we speak.
We'll see if he holds them up down towards T1, or if he's going to go nice and early, or down towards the line, I should say, and then. But We'll see here who's going to get the jump. We'll see if Whiting lets Dyke past. Going to have a nice battle here between Phoenix and Fishy. I mean, there's a WK&P car in there, a Troy Stone Street as well.
All right, he's got control of the restart now. Safety car is in pit lane. Don't forget, we have now 25 minutes left, like we predicted. But he's going to go to about 35th. And it sounds like they're off and they're racing. He's put the foot down. They've come around the first corner. Dykey and Whiting have accepted the challenge straight off. They've gapped straight away on the back of Will Brown. So they were right on top of him. Let's see how Dykey and these boys come through.
Come down into one off the back of Rehan Lianji's car. The Phoenix Racing team leads the way, P1 and P4 at the moment. And then Mulford a little bit further down the order in P9. We can see here Michael Whiting, Jamie Dyke trying to keep the pressure on Rehan up the front of the field at the moment. The young fella looking to make a claim here in SRW as David Coleman is dropping down a heap of spots in the background. I reckon he may have copped a slowdown because he is out on track and he is still rolling at the moment. Problem there for him.
Oh, nice move there by Troy Daly, taking it nicely through. Everything nice and clean so far. Got a few down the back that are still fighting for order, but everyone's sort of got themselves into a nice, neat rhythm. It's all orange and yellow on the timing tower right now. Everyone is very, very close. The gaps are 5 tenths to 7 tenths to 1 tenth in some positions, so it's good to see. Looks like Rehan is already starting to gap a bit.
He is. John Gallen's lost a heap of spots here off this pit stop period to restart as well, Sinker, so he's now down the order back in P20 after all of this, unfortunately. Same for Travis Daly.
Well, Troy Stone Street lost 2 spots in the pit lane, so that was a bit unfortunate for him. He, what was his time in the pit? He has pitted. Yeah, he took 3 seconds. He was in the pit on the ramps for 24.58, whereas Dykey was on there for 19.7. So Dykey saved a hell of a lot more fuel than he did.
See the battle up the front as Brad Doble has now gotten past David Kirby as Doddsy now tries to do the same thing down at turn 3. Visma's back in it now too. Oh, I reckon Kirby's got a slowdown from going off the track.
Tell you what, Dodsy's fighting his way through. He's back to 7th.
So Ant Woodward asking you these on every Sunday. Where can I see the details? So Ant, this series specifically is most Sundays. During weeks that Scops is on, the race will be held on a Monday night. This is pros and pro-ams in this race night. Tuesdays is pro-am and amateurs. You can check out the details. You sign up and register as a driver at www.simracingworld.com.au. You then pay your subs, either $10 for the season or $30 for the rest of the year. There's 2 options. You then join the Discord. You can see all the series that we offer, including Tuesday Supercars, brought to you by Warren & Brown Tools. Wednesday, Formula 3 Nationals, brought to you by Shannon's Insurance. Thursday, GR86 Nationals, brought to you by Shannon's Insurance. Friday, IMSA Shadow Series, brought to you by Warren & Brown Tools. And then V8 Supercars Super Sunday here, brought to you by Warren & Brown, which also then runs on Mondays during Scops rounds as well. All the info is in the Discord. You check out the webpage that I mentioned, sign up as a driver, pay your subs, join the Discord, and go from there.
And that's it.
That's it.
www.srw. I'll type it in there for you, Ryan Clark. Yeah.
A little bit of blinking here, unfortunately. So Visma is all over Dodds now. Kirby in behind him as well. So Visma's only 1 spot off the back of where he started this race. And he's just trying to chase down Harry Dodds for it now. So continue on. Rehan Liange has started to gap Michael Whiting for P1 at the moment. That's not what we wanted. There's the intervals. So yeah, everyone is split across the field. Dooley and Gallen battling at the back. Well, got to give you the most information possible, Ant. We don't want to leave anything out, so then you exactly know what you need to do. There has been some confusion in the past, so that's why we try and give you as much info as possible when we can.
Yeah. The pace up the front, the three boys at the front is pretty awesome. They've managed to gap Will Brown by nearly 3 seconds now, so they're off in their own little world. But Will Brown's got Stone Street, Doble, and Harry Dodds fighting for them like crazy. Down the back, the next big battle pack is Cowan, which I've got on my screen. You can see the bottom right, Cowan and Dawson, Strange, Barrage, Crum, Tanner, Coleman, Daly, Gallen, Dooley, all the way down, and they're all literally 6 to 4 tenths apart from Dawson on the back of Cowan at the moment, who's like 17, 2 tenths.
Hey, I was right tonight, Sinker. We got a safety car.
Yeah, you were right, mate. You were. We didn't expect one tonight, but we did get one.
And I promise you, there was no crash gate involved. That was just pure luck that my driver was involved in that one. I swear.
Oh, look at that! Cowan on the outside. He's got the line. Done really well. Done really well. Who was that? That's with Alan Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson, who got his first win at F3s earlier this season.
Saw Taddick come around the corner going sideways. He's in that battle back there trying to make his way through.
See Daly, Coleman and Sanic. They got Gallen and Dooley in behind trying to chase down Luke Crum at the moment. Not helping at the moment.
It could be the second camera.
No, it is me sharing it to Discord. I know that's what it is for sure, because I stopped doing it on Friday and I fixed it.
If it gets too much, mate, just stop sharing Discord. That's cool.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, the boys are fighting like crazy everywhere. I'll tell you what, the riot car, I don't mind the look of that.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
nice
don't mind it at all. Nice orange and grey separating it, so it looks pretty cool.
Oh, Sinker, you made the mistake of not silencing your phone.
No, that's the wife's phone, mate. She's busy working. She has to answer that.
One thing I will say is, I don't think there's any bad-looking cars out there, Sinker. I think we have a really nice-looking grid. You know, speaking about liveries for a second. They are looking all nice and tasty out there.
So Gallen's pit stop was 59 seconds. No, not Gallen. Gallen's pit stop was
54. That was a huge stop.
Yeah. He must have had damage.
Yeah,
so he would have had damage. That's what's cost him out there.
Yeah.
The one that was really long was Travis Daly. So he must have had a bit of damage. He was 59.5, and Ty Delaney with a 103. So those boys definitely had damage. Everyone else is around a 22, 23 second marks, apart from some of the boys that who did really well. Well, Michael Whiting and Jamie Tyker fighting it up there at the moment like crazy as well.
So they continue battling it out. Here's Stone Street, Doble and Brown. Just to confirm, Chris, I have very good internet now. It's my processor. It's my RAM and stuff. I need better RAM in my computer. That's what it is. Sorry, and I want to get a new SSD. Once I have that, we'll be sweet. It's all processing. It's not internet, I promise.
I'll tell you what, the Cowan battle down the back is looking spectacular again. The battles everywhere, it really is pick and choose. Bismarck and Milford, they're like 2 to 3 tenths between each other, going crazy, fighting for 7th, 8th and 9th. So in the pros tonight, we've got so far around in first place, Michael Whiting second, Jamie Dyke in third. For the amateurs, it's Andrew Cowan finally leading the race out with Alan Dawson and is it Chris Burrows? Yes, Chris Burrows.
Yep. And also Crummy's there in P4 as well.
Yeah, that's going to be an epic battle. Any one of those guys can finish on the top step. So from Strange down, so Andrew Cowan is the lead am. So the top 5 leading AMs are all in the battle for the top steps.
I know, right, Chris? That'd be a perfect world, wouldn't it?
You just need to tell me what you need, man. I'll get it for you wholesale.
Oh well, I need RAM, 32 gig sticks. That's what I need.
We'll have it out. RAM's really cheap these days.
I know, it's good. Collie, she's giving a good little reference from our IMSA race on Friday, looking pacey raciness tonight through the whole field.
Is that a new?
That's
new
her
word?
new, yeah, that's her new saying. She brought that up on Friday,
Raciness?
and we called her out for it, but it had a little bit of a chirp, but it's all good. It's our little saying now for the Ham and Pickles Friday night delight at IMSA. Stephen Banks didn't look like damage. You wouldn't repair that bit extra anyway with risk of losing time in spots 100% overfueled. Yeah, I mean, he's got a 77 litre max on his tank, so
yeah,
a minute 54 would not be overfueled. A minute 54 is like
that's some really weird stuff of late. Since the last few patches, what can happen is we can set a fuel strat at 77% to start the race off, but then when you go on your pitch, sometimes iRacing will fill you all the way up, which is really, really weird, and it doesn't even consider the amount of time that's left too, so it does some really crazy stuff out there.
But it wouldn't even on a full fill, it's not going to take 2 minutes. Like 2 minutes is way too... That's almost like he's come in, it's put him up for tyres, it's dropped him, it's then put him up again for fuel, it's dropped him, and then it's put him up a third time.
He could have had a pit entry penalty as well. That's 40 seconds on its own.
Yeah. So it could have been both mixed
Oh,
with
look
that.
at him. The outside of Cowie. He's cut back in. Is he going to be able to get the cover overlap done? He has. Oh, that was a great effort there. I really thought that Alan Dawson was going to crack it then. I lost his name for a second.
It's all good. There's 24 names out there. It's easy to maybe get confused a couple of times, especially when they.
Oh, you got it.
Dawson, though, he straight lined it.
Look at how he just pulled it up in time, because he would have been a mess, that one, that's for sure.
Dawson straight lined it, and then now he's had to pull it back up. He's now in behind Gallen, and that now promotes Luke Crum into P3 for the Pro-Ams. Needs to get on the top step though. Greg Barber saying confirmed car 7 and 777 received iRacing black flags during the stops, so that'll be Ty Delaney and Travis Daly. Both of them received an iRacing black flag, so that's why they had such long stops. That still doesn't answer car 350, John Gallen, why he had such a long stop.
Yeah, they could have got either speeding in pit or entry.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Barbs. Thank you for the information from the block downstairs. What do we got, mate? We're sitting on 26 laps, 47.20 seconds. We are
about 12 and a half minutes left, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe,
and at the
maybe
moment,
7 laps.
Dykey's just sitting there hustling behind Whiting at 3/10. Rian has got himself back up to 4.6, 4.7. Let's see how that pans out. Troy Stone Streets has got Brad Doble, Will Brand, 7 seconds behind him. Harry Dodds is on his own. Tim Mulford on his own. Jason Strange. Andrew Cowan now he's still leading. He ends with a 0.38 on the back of Burridge, and Dave Coleman finally caught that pack. So that pack behind Cowan now has got, Crum is just having a tussle with Coleman there, so we'll see how that goes.
Maybe Mark, I'm sorry. Maybe the call of nature, John is an old man. And maybe Gallen stalled it as well. He could have stalled it in the pits. He runs full manual. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe we'll get some info in the chat after the race that'll let us know from Gallen.
For your info, I've got Dykey and Whiting up there. They're battling away like crazy there behind each other.
Battles everywhere at the moment with 11 minutes to go in the session here tonight. Rehan Liange leads. It's Michael Whiting and Jamie Dyke for the top 3. Then it's Stone Street and Doble making up the 5. Will Brown, Harry Dodds, Tim Mulford, Jason Strange and Andrew Cowan make up the top 10. Cowan is leading the way for the Pro-Ams. Burridge and Crum all over his tail. That's Tannick, Coleman, Gallen, Kirby, Dawson, Daly, Dooley, Visma, Delaney, Newlands, Randall make up the rest of the running order as Maguire has been out since early doors. As we continue on. Dyke is trying to hang with Whiting now in the bottom corner of the screen. Gerard said, when saying, I've had the car pop tyres on twice on the single stop fourth straight. It could have been that, Gerard, for sure. Definitely could have been that, Jerry. I have seen that before as well. Car 6 drive-through penalty for car contact with car 307 on lap 26. Sinker, so that is Anthony Visma. This night's gone from bad to worse here as we get to 10 minutes to go. You can see Dodsey up here, P7 on the road.
So we've just got car 46. Is that what you just said was a car 46?
Car number 6, Anthony Visma, who I think may have unfortunately just deliberately crashed and then jumped out of the race. Unfortunately for Anthony. So we're not going to show that one on screen, unfortunately, but he may get a talking to from admins and race control for such behaviour. We'll have to wait and see. As this battle with Coleman, Gallen and Crum still starting to heat up. Gallen now trying to get on the back of Luke Crum here. My volume's dropping. It might have been because I was a bit far away from my mic for a moment there, Roy. But should be better now, hopefully.
He's just losing it. He's just hungry, that's all.
No, I was taking my belt off, actually. That's what it was.
He's fading away as we speak. He's fading away.
Jesse, no, it's...
Yeah. Hand of Schweppes mineral water with blood of red orange.
Yeah, I had a Doritos Mexican Cola whilst we were broadcasting here tonight. Jesse, no, it's not Will Brown from Red Bull Racing. It is Will Brown 28 on iRacing. So there's so many Will Browns, but no, it's not the real life.
What is autograph? Oh, Cowan's got passed by Burridge.
He has, but they're still battling it out.
And then passed it back again.
Still battling it out for the lead of the Pro-Am class as Tanek looks to get involved as well. Crum P3 in this class, Gallen's P4, so it could be all on here for the final 8 minutes of proceedings for the Pro-Am win. Will Brown from Coles. Will Brown from Wish. Well, Singer, obviously big race coming up this week for Supercars. We go to Jerez. Going to be a big night of racing out at that circuit. Been on the officials for a couple of seasons now. So these drivers should have plenty of opportunity and plenty of practice around such a track in these cars. So we could be on for a good one. It's a track that can lead to a bit of chaos as well, with some safety cars or some incidents happening out there as well.
Yeah. Well, get Riyadh on the screen for a bit, mate. He's hardly any screen time at all tonight. He's gapped it so far at 6 seconds away. He's put on a masterclass tonight. He's done a lobby. Really pulled away like crazy. He's just lapping consistently. His lap times are 45. His last lap was a 1:45. It's 1:1. So he's consistent around that time frame, and that's what's nipping these guys out. These guys are drifting into the 46s, the low 46s and high 45s, and that's the only real difference.
Yeah, he's proven that consistency is key. And then he wants to put a stamp in his name on the trophy, as we have Leslie Ange in the chat here. I'm assuming one of Rehan's relatives, whether it's one of his parents or brother or sister, I'm not 100% sure. But Rehan's been dominant here tonight. We'll see if he continues this on for the final 6.5 minutes of proceedings. Might have been going ball with a lap for him when he starts this next one here on towards lap 30 of this race.
This will motivate some of the boys that miss out here and there to come in and fight for a bit more of a battle at the front of the grid. Your lobbies, your war boys and that, and who knows, maybe some other guys that are racing at that level will be interested in coming down and testing their mettle at SRW.
On board now with Rehan Liange from Phoenix Racing Team, who's led this race for the most laps so far. comes across the line to start. Lap number 30 here as we just tick over to 54 minutes completed through turn 1. Such an easy corner to make a mistake. Want to avoid the sausage curb at all costs on the inside. Does very well through there to catch it on a little wiggle. Down through turn 3 now. Hard braking zone. Want to try and get it as tight as possible, but you want to be careful. Smooth inputs up through this corner with the change from up to, or from down to uphill. Very easy to get the car light and spin it around at the top of the hill sink. We've already seen that with Supercars on Tuesday, with IMSA and with F3 in round number 1. Very, very easy to do. Down through the bottom of the hill now in the Grand Prix corner. Does very well. I've just lost my overlays. It took him that long to have a mistake. As we come up in towards the last little sector, a little bit of a slide there from Rehan. Does well though to catch it at that point in time as he continues on through. He's done incredibly well tonight, hasn't he?
Oh, he's done really well. I think I've just had flashbacks. Is this track available in Project Cars? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah, I think now it's all coming back to me watching it from Rehan's cockpit. I remember racing it in the GT3s in Project Cars. Yep, down the hill to the left. Yep. Back up again. Left again. This is another point where you see where the car gets a bit light as well as you come across there. And that's like a little double right-hander here, isn't it?
Yeah,
it comes
for the
out.
final couple of corners.
Oh, yeah, now I remember it. Yes, this isn't a bad track actually. Now that I've seen it,
I told you, Sinkovic.
It's all coming back to me, back to when I was actually a decent driver and I could race in Project Cars.
You were a decent driver.
Yeah, I was in Project Cars, but then I come to real racing and like iRacing, it was all over a drama. Tell you what though, if you could put the split screen up, Dikey is finding that he's fighting the head fish for every crumb he can in the back there for that next step.
It's done very, very well as they continue on. Rehan leads the way. There was a crash in the background that we missed while I was fixing the overlays between Chris Burridge, Luke Crum and David Coleman. This was what happened. It's down at the bottom of the hill. Burridge trying to cover from Kirby, but he locked it straight up, straight through the corner. And then Kirby was involved, and then Coleman had a bit of a knock there with Crummy on the back end of that one as well. So they weren't all a part of the same incident, but...
Oh, look at this! Oh my God! Oh, you know what? That could have been a lot worse than what it was, that's for sure.
It could have. So there was Burridge running down. Coleman down the inside of Crum. Spins him round. Could possibly be a penalty coming Coleman's way. We'll have to wait and see. But it all could have just ended so much more worse for them there off the back of that one. As we continue on with Rehan leading the way. 2.5 minutes to go. Looks like it is going to be one more lap. Or 2 more laps, I should say. Actually, 2 more laps of proceedings here tonight.
Yeah, he's a fast kid, that's for sure. Yeah, hang on.
We have our race controller confirming something.
Post-race penalty.
Car 650.
I think it was 640. I think it's Coleman.
Yeah, that's Coleman. I mean, it's not really that surprising, I suppose, after that incident. Tried to tuck it up down the inside and just took a little bit too much track. Unfortunately for him.
Yeah, I feel for him. He's got a bit of pace in him. I'd like to see him back up the front of the track, again, finding a way. I think our aim next week is to get every race that we've got, at least 2, each driver to get 2 viewers per show, and I think we could have a cracking week of viewing numbers. I want to break some records.
Just confirming, does that mean then that I only need 1 viewer from my team to watch, since I watch the stream as I call it?
You know, you get penalised, mate. You need to find another one.
Oh, okay. I'll get all the boys to watch then, shall I?
Yeah, that's exactly what that should be happening. All the teammates should be watching. All family friends should be watching. I want to get the nation glued to our racing.
As Kirby and Daly have had a big incident in the background as well. So the night only goes bad to worse for some of these drivers. It was down off the exit of that corner, and that'll be why. Unfortunate there for both of them to get caught up in that one.
Coleman and Travis Dudley have called in incidents in there at the moment to have them for race control to have a look at. I suggest that's one of them.
Yep, for sure. As we can see, the battle between Will Brown and Brad Doe will continue to heat up, with Troy Stonestreet leading them on to the final lap of the race. So Rehan Liange is only one lap away from getting his first win here in SRW for Phoenix Racing Team. Laz, if you're in the chat, let us know if we are actually pronouncing your last name correctly, if it's Liange or Liange, let us know.
Cowan's on the other screen, mate, with his race-winning fight with John Gallant. John Gallant's 0.21 seconds behind us today, are fighting for the AMS position. While we've got at the front, a masterclass from Rian Pearly at 8.77 seconds. This is another Darren Lobb effort here by the look of it. Oh, a little bit of contact with Gallant and Cowie there, but Gallant's just backed off a little bit to let him go through. Switching across the inside line, Woolley taking on the outside. Cowie is blocked his run, keeping him out wide. Gallant naturally goes out wide there and tries to get the car straight earlier, but unfortunately there was contact there with Cowie.
Well, as Rehan comes round the final corner on debut here tonight in the Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars Super Sunday Series. He comes round, big slide through the final corner, and he's going to take victory here out at Portimao on debut for the track here on Sunday nights, and debut for himself as well. What an epic win there for the young fella. Whiting's going to come home P2 ahead of Jamie Dyke to make up the top three. The battle with Cowan and Gallen, though, is not over just yet for the Pro-Am victory here tonight. Dawson's P3 at the moment. He looks to have that locked up ahead of Chris Burridge as they come on through. And he looks good at the moment, does Cowie. After a strong run, he's done well to get up 7 positions here tonight. And around the final corner comes the Performance Sim Racing driver. And Andrew Cowan is going to take victory out at Portimao.
Tell you what, the PSR boys have been sharing it around. Very much so. Actually, where's Cifuentes?
He's not out there. We mentioned that early on. He was in the chat, but Jerry wasn't out there tonight.
Yeah.
Once again, though, the whole top 10. Once again, though, the whole top 10 only made up of pro drivers, no pro-ams up there.
Yeah. The class has been split very, very well, and the boys are doing really, really well, I must admit. Kirby and Ty having a bit of a rough night tonight. 2 fishes down the back there at 18th and 19th. Shane Ewans as well. Dave Coleman, I've jinxed him again, though. And Shane Randell and Ismar, Van Cran and Troy Maguire, unfortunately. But battles in the mid pack have been spectacular as usual.
Yeah, it's one that we like to see between all classes there. Some nice battles happening, inter-class battles as well. But it looks like we have got the formula correct for these class splits now. I mean, Kirby and Delaney had a poor night, unfortunately, then same with Coleman. But, you know, majority of the rear of the field, all pro-ams, which is good to see. Nice split from them. Yeah,
it is. The battle pack we had with the pro-ams from 11th onwards has been very, very tight. Tell you what, Tanner did well to get back up to the top end of the field after the start he had. Same with Jason Strange, even though he had a drive for it, he made it all the way back as well.
He did very, very well.
Milford
to get up there.
Milford, 13 places up. That's pretty good. Dolan 9. Chris Burrage 11. So there's plenty of scope to move up through the patch. Just got to be patient and consistent and clean.
No, that's right. That's right. Oh, Rehan is eager to come in here with us. He's already in the green room. Unfortunately, the young fella will have to wait until we get to him. Cowie should be first
Where are the
up.
rest of these marked?
Well, we know that Cowie will be coming. So
Yeah, the boys are laying their carts out on pit lane for the photography, mate. If you can show the guys on the main grid. At the moment, they're all just lining their cars up nicely so they can, the media can take their shots.
So getting all their,
Which is always cool to see.
all their glamour shots done on the line, as we have got Rehan on screen still rolling around in our slow mo. Good look though, the Phoenix Racing Team car with the HRS sponsorship on the side of it, of course. As we wait for the rest of our podium finishers to join us here in the green room. It's about to have a nice chat to them post race. Just want to give a big shout out, guys, to our series sponsors, of course, our title sponsors, Warren & Brown Tools and Shannon's Insurance, as well as our other sponsors, Grim Industries, DSL Rail Services, NeuroPower and Shunt Scenery, as well as Motorsport Australia for supporting the Shannon's Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals on Thursday nights, which is a Motorsport Australia official series. And if you haven't already, please hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon as well, so you are notified anytime we go racing here on SLW TV, including our Tuesday night Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars series, where they'll be racing at Jerez this week. The Wednesday night Shannon's Insurance Formula 3 Nationals, where they'll be racing out at Imola this week. The Thursday night Shannon's Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals is also a Motorsport Australia official series. They'll be racing at Chicago Street Circuit this week. That's going to be absolute chaos, especially since we had rain last week. If they get rain again, that's going to be on hell for leather. This week for the IMSA Shadow Series brought to you by Warren & Brown Tools on Friday night. We go to Long Beach. Another chaotic race to come for that one, I'm sure. And then back here Sunday night for Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercar Super Sunday action out at Jerez. It's going to be a big night of racing to come this coming week for round number 4. And a big round to come for us as well, Sinker. But we have got Cowie in the green room. So we'll quickly just get our workarounds done here to get Cowie on screen.
I'll get him into the room and have a bit of a chinwag with the young fella. Alan Dawson, who do we have? Alan Dawson's third. So we'll grab Alan Dawson first.
No, we only talk to the winner. We don't talk to the podium finishers for Pro-Am, remember? That's the rule now. We only talk to the winner. I'm sorry to Alan, but that's the rule, and we have to stick with it. We have to be consistent.
Until Sika decides to break it.
Yeah, no, you're not going to break it. Cowie in, though, from Victory Lane for the Pro-Ams. Cowie, you gave us the fuel numbers early on, and you had a good run tonight out there.
Yeah, look, the safety car came a bit early. That sort of split it into a half and half. When those temps go up, the tyres don't like it, and I'm sure I was struggling there the last couple of laps, but I think Gallen was struggling as well. I was able to keep him back there.
How was that battle though, Cowie? We checked it a couple of times. It looked to be heating up for the majority of those proceedings. Was it a tough race out there tonight? Obviously, I know it's a track that's tough on tyres, but I mean the battle could not have helped you in any way.
Yeah, I don't know. Early on, I think I might have picked up a little bit of damage. There was some contact ahead of me. I don't think I got a 4X for it, but the car just didn't, wasn't quite on the pace, and I was struggling to get onto the back of the battle in front of me. But, once there was a couple of incidents and once the tyres sort of started to go up for everyone, I found that I had a decent strategy, where I didn't quite have the pace when the tyres were new, but once they started to get old, I was, able to sort of match and catch up.
So obviously Jerez this week, Cowie. It's been in the officials now for a couple of seasons. Do you feel confident around that track? Surely you would have had a good amount of laps around there in the previous couple of seasons since it came out on the service.
Well, the last time we raced there in SRW, I think the Fishy boys worked out if Ty finished, like 20 spots in front of me, he could take the championship off me, and I think they might have moved over and let Ty through, and so my team did the same to make sure I hung on to it. It's good fun and good strategy. But yeah, Jerez, it's a good track. I'm not sure if it's the same layout we've done before, but I know Trav and Troy today, they did some Jerez practice, and I said, you silly idiots, you don't practice another track when you've still got this one to race. And unfortunately, they they were supposed to qualify a second ahead of me, and they both did horrible. They were right next to me on the grid.
Just to confirm, it's the more preferred layout, the moto layout, without the chicane at the back of the track. So
Okay.
It is at least my preferred layout, I will say.
It'll still make those last couple of corners iffy when haven't got that chicane to break it up and carry a lot of speed through there, so that'll be interesting.
For sure. Oh, mate, let us know who helps get you and Performance Sim Racing out on track. Anyone else shouldn't give a shout out to as well?
No, well, thanks very much, boys. Yeah, of course, big thanks to SRW and, putting these broadcasts on so we can watch it. And I love being a part of the team myself. My Performance Sim Racing boys, the boss is in race control, so he'll be happy that one of us come home with a W tonight. And Troy and Reese racing the vets on Thursday night, running the flag for the team there. Also, our sponsors, West End Motor Group, Parramatta Isuzu, Too Easy Finance, Harvey Norman, Track Race, my own music business, carrymusic.com. Our paint from Knight Rider Designs, awesome paints he does. And of course, on the back spoiler, we've got hashtag Talk to Me Bro. Guys, just, if you're feeling it, have a chat to your mates, man. And, it doesn't have to be over a beer, but it can be sometimes. And sometimes that's all it takes, to perk a mate back up.
Yeah, especially with the news that was released this weekend with the loss of former Fremantle and GWS player, I'm just trying to get his name up, who I believe was found in his home in Perth. It is imperative that we have these conversations with each other, and for everyone to know that it is important to have these conversations, and it's an open space between people to have those convos as well. So
shout out to Jerry as well, who didn't earn enough brownie points to race tonight. But I think he was watching on YouTube. So
he was. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, Cowie. Great job out there. Hopefully you continue this run into Jerez on Tuesday. Best of luck for Jerez, but if you don't get a chance to speak to you, best of luck for the rest of the season as well.
Thanks, boys. Cheers.
Thanks, mate.
Well, Harry. Cowie. Good luck, mate. Well done, drive.
Good job, Sinker. Also, big shout out to Dodsy getting a top 10 out there tonight as well. He did well.
Yeah, he did really well.
We will.
All right, let's start with.
We might as well bring them both in because they're both from Fishy. So we might as well bring in both Mr. Dyke and Mr. Whiting.
Jamie.
Yep, we'll do. Mr. Whiting and Mr. Dyke, a Fishy double podium here tonight. P2 and P3 just couldn't quite catch up to Rehan in the end, but you both drove a very, very strong race and managed to bring it home on the line together.
Yeah, Rehan's a weapon. He's quick in anything and anywhere, so that was pretty good to have a good fight with him. And Mike played some cheeky moves, but no, it was good. It was a good battle to the end. I quite enjoyed that.
So of course,
it looked like there was no love lost. There was definitely a lot of little battling going on. At some points, you guys were like 2 tenths and less apart from each other. And I thought, they're not going to do a silly thing and take each other out of here, are they?
Nah, he half turned in on me early, and I threw the nose in, and it was good. It was hard, but good. Oh, you're in here.
Yeah, we dragged him in with you.
I can hear all the cheeky business you're up to.
So obviously, Michael, first season of vets for you this season in Split 1. How have you been finding balancing that alongside your other race series you've been in as well?
Not too bad, except for when Pro Series and Scops are on the same week. So it ends up being Pro Series Wednesday, Thursday's vets, and then Scops for the weekend. So it's pretty hectic, and they're never at the same track. So there's a lot of practice. Got to sort of try and prioritise one or the other. Generally, it's Pro Series at the moment, and then vets follows and Scops. You get the 3 days to sort of warm up to anyway. So, but no, it's not easy in some weeks. Other weeks it's easier where it's just vets. So,
Michael, I think this could be a good opportunity to further thank the real head of the Fishy Motorsports team, which is your wife.
Yes,
because we all know that the wife's the head of the home clan, but the husband is the neck. Sometimes the neck controls the head, but not often.
Yeah, massive shout out to her today. Wedding anniversary today, 17 years. Unfortunately, she had to work tonight, so I was lucky enough to be able to jump on and have a race with the boys.
Oh, it's
Well done.
very ironic
Congratulations.
that that's all worked out right on race night, isn't it, Sinker?
Oh no, it's a golden time. Why not? And what better way to keep himself occupied than be out with the boys on the track rather than be out and on the mischief.
That's very, very true.
It gives me a chance to come wind up Jamie Dyke a little bit more.
Well, you might need to be winding up Coleman because it doesn't appear that he's very happy with RC. He's already put a ticket in for one of those incidents here tonight.
Oh.
But let us know who helps get you boys out on track for Fishy Motorsports. Anyone else you want to give a shout out to as well?
Obviously, all the guys at the team, the admin, broadcast, race control guys for SRW, can't do it without you. West End Motor Group, DC Shades, Infinity Designs, Relax Marine and Game Fishing, Battery Warehouse, Early Beach for the sponsors for us.
Very good, boys. Well, thanks for coming to join us once again. Great job on your double podium here tonight. Best of luck for Jerez this week. If we don't get a chance to you, though, best of luck for the rest of the season as well. And happy birthday to the both of you here tonight as well.
Yeah, thanks, please. We'll find out which cheeky one was that.
That was all me.
I'll enjoy it tomorrow, Hamish.
Yeah, it's actually Jamie Dyke's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I think he's like 45 or 46.
Oh, nice work. Nice work. Well done, lads. Good to have the Fishy Motorsport team back. I think the only one missing tonight was Blake Delaney.
Yeah, he's not currently in the country, which makes it a bit hard to sim, Ross.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to set him up. He's doing a fair bit of travelling lately.
He needs the Max Verstappen setup of the rig on the plane.
On the private jet, you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon he might be able to shoehorn one in there.
Lovely work, guys. Absolute legend. Loving having you on board. Good luck for the rest of the season, gents.
Thanks, boys. Have a good night.
Thanks, boys.
Ciao.
Alrighty then. I'll drag out Mr. Dyke as well. And then we'll bring in our race winner for tonight in Rehan Liange. I'm sure he'll be able to confirm with us how to actually pronounce his name, of course. After such a dominant performance, Rehan, welcome into the booth here tonight. One thing we want to confirm is how do we exactly pronounce your last name so we don't stuff it up every single time?
Hello. Pronunciation is Lianage.
Lianage, thank you very much for that. Well, Rehan, of course, strong run for you here tonight on debut into the series, but not that it really comes at much of a surprise. We know what you can do in a supercar through Scops and other series like that. How did it feel to be out there? Obviously, Portimao, brand new track into the iRacing service, combined with the supercar. Did you enjoy the night out there tonight, and how was the racing for you?
Yeah, it was pretty good fun, especially a new track. I think a lot of people struggled with it. Even I did a bit earlier as well. And racing had some good battles early on, and then from there it was just trying to make it back to the front and then try pull away.
So obviously we didn't unfortunately have Mr. Warboys out there to help bring a nice fight to you. He missed the race unfortunately, and we're still without Darren Lobb. Are you hoping that those faster boys return to the series so you get a nice battle on your hands in future?
Yep, definitely. I think there will definitely be some good battles there.
Mate, give us a bit more background on yourself. How long have you been in iRacing for now?
Ooh, I think just over 4 years now. April 2020.
April 2020. And how old are you now?
14.
14. So you and Ty are our youngest few. We've got a few other younger boys out there. How are you finding it racing in the Pro Series and then getting practice and all sort of stuff? Where are you at? What's your focus going forward?
Honestly, I think now, we're just looking for, honestly, I don't know, we're just, finding whatever happens, happens, and, we'll just keep working on our pace, over time, and obviously, still being young, a lot of, time left in career, so, yeah, we'll just make whatever happens.
We've,
Is there aspirations to be in a real world car racing?
Yep, definitely. I'd love to get into real car racing. I think we're planning on trying to get me into hill climbs soon. Obviously, as I get older, I'm hoping to get into actual racing if we can.
Yep.
We've had Dodsy chirp you up in the chat here, Rehan, to tell you that you're too quick for this series. Apparently, any chirp back to Dodsy there off you, or are you going to leave it up to me just to tell him to stuff off at this point?
I guess we'll have to wait until Blake Warboys and Lob come.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
Dodgy just needs to find some pace, and so he can actually run around at the front with you as well.
Yeah, maybe give him at least one tip a week for Harry. That might get him somewhere by the end of the season.
It might, hey. Obviously,
But, you know what? I'm hoping that it actually gets the boys a bit pumped up. I'm thinking that they'll once a few other fellas see that that you come out for a squirt with us at ASRW, maybe some more will come in. It's a good place to practice, that's for sure. Especially get some close, safe battles that you know that you're not going to get pinged off the walls or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad that you accepted the challenge after last week's conversation. Who heard who was online? Was it yourself or Dad?
Dad was the one that watched the stream and he heard it, and he was watching Dylan Gray's race, and he mentioned the conversation at the end, so I felt I had to take the challenge.
Nice. Finally, my big mouth paid off, eh, Hamish?
well, I mean, it was, I can't remember which one of us actually brought it up to have Rehan in the series, but it'd be cool to get other, obviously, top drivers in here, the likes of Madison Down, James Scott and others, and maybe, I mean, depending on how you would feel about it, Rehan, obviously, we've been talking about, I've put up the idea of, if we were to move it on Friday, would it work out better for Scops drivers and stuff like that? Would it work better for faster drivers, do you think, who do Scops fairly often, for us to run it on a Friday night so they get the opportunity to have a race practice the Friday before their Sunday race in Scops?
I think that would probably bring more Scops drivers. Obviously, some people may have like work commitments; they might not be able to make it. I think most of the time I would be able to make it, but yeah, like I said, other people have work commitments and struggling to get back home and stuff. So, but yeah, I think that would be good to help get race practice for the Sundays.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll have those conversations in the background, see what we're going to line up for season 3 going forward. Obviously, we want to try and take not just our opinions into consideration, but the drivers as well, because they want to be able to figure out what they're going to be doing. Dozzy say doing it on Saturday, possibly as well. We'll try and figure out what's going to work best with everyone's schedules, of course.
I shouldn't start anymore, so that I think that part of that puzzle's gone with the way we do it on a Monday night. So, listen, we can't keep you up all night. Let us know who helps you get on track and who supports the Phoenix Racing team, mate, so you can give all your sponsors a bit of a plug.
Yep. So I'll thank Hybrid Racing Simulations, personal sponsor, MHD, Melbourne Hydrographic Depot, Prestige Cinematography, Aramex Australia, Heatherton, DHF Tires, RSW Graphics, Bubbles and Balloons, and Phoenix Driver Development as well. Mega setups made by Dad, so that's given to our students.
Excellent, mate. Well, congratulations on your debut. It's good to see you come up with a top step, and looking forward to watching you battle with the boys out there week in, week out. And welcome on board.
Yep. Thank you. See you next week.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Well, Sinker, I've accidentally dragged him away. Sorry, Sinker, I went to drag away Rehan, and he must have left as I did it, so it automatically drag you away. But
all good, mate. All good. Another epic night of battles from the top of the field to the back of the field. Some great racing. The AMs have put on some pearlers. The boys at the front as well. Any standouts for you tonight?
I think, obviously Rehan's a bit of a standout, but I think further back in the field, obviously, Alan Dawson's starting to find his footing. We know John Gallen's got some pace about him as well. I think Shane Randall was having a good run up until the moment with Jason Strange. We know what Jason Strange can do. We know that he's very, very quick out there as well. I think it's good to see Crummy back in form as well. But I think Dodzy into the top 10. Phenomenal performance from him. Tim Mulford up 13 spots. He was standouts here tonight, and I think everyone earned their stripes here tonight and earned getting to where they needed to be on track. Brad Doble up 9 spots, Burridge up 11. I think, the more and more this series goes on, and obviously there's conversations happening in the background to see what drivers would prefer, how we would want to run it as well. We'll get a better idea, obviously, of how things are going to be run, when it's going to be run, and stuff like that. So it works out for everybody, and so we can hopefully get more drivers in the series and say, hey, if we're running in line with officials and we're running before Scops actually happens, well, this now lets Vets drivers come in, Pro Series, East Coast, whatever it is. It'll help us get more drivers in here, obviously. So I think the more this materializes, it's going to be an ongoing thing that we're going to work on this year, Sinker. And hopefully I want to say by the end of this year, but maybe by the end of season 3, we have a proper concrete idea of how this series is going to run in future. So then we can say, look, this is how it's going to run. You guys can then come and race it. And we're going to have more phenomenal racing on offer than ever after that point. So all these conversations are obviously going to be had. And I think it'll be important so we can get all the info out there so everyone is aware of what we're planning and how we're planning on doing it as well.
Everyone knows Sunday night. That's it.
At the moment, it is, but we want to try and take these into consideration, obviously.
Anyway, we'll keep beating that dead horse's drum. Look, don't forget Tuesday night, big night, massive grid last week of 39 cars on track for the Supercars, as well as Formula 3s. There was just under 40, 42 for the 86s. We had a great grid, I think 25 cars for the F3s, and tonight another 25 or 28, whatever it was. So the numbers are huge. Registrations are still open for some of the smaller ones, for some of the series that still need a bit of fill up. So come in and join us, like, subscribe, do the whole bit, and come and have some fun. That's the most important thing. We've shown that this racing at SRW is fair, it's close, awesome battles. It's a good place to come for some epic fighting on track.
Yeah, I think across all series, obviously, it's proving bigger and better than ever. Obviously, with the likes of IMSA, if you want to get involved in IMSA, but you don't want to drive a prototype, you want to drive a GT, the more GT drivers we get in there, obviously, the more likely we are to split them and introduce the amateur split. So if you think I'm a bit slow in a GT car, well, if you get yourself and some of your mates to sign up in that GT class, the more we get, the more likely we are to actually be able to split them into the amateurs and the regular GTD.
Great to have Pro and Am in the GTD series. That'd be spectacular.
Yeah,
good fun.
You'd have your prototypes and then you split GT class, of course. Not likely to run LMP2 at the moment. We'd kind of have to see. We'd have to get 40 odd drivers sign up and say, are there 10 people who want to run LMP2? It's a bit hard. So, but regardless, big thank you goes out, obviously, Sinker, to all of our series sponsors, including our title sponsors, Warren & Brown Tools and Shannon's Insurance, including our other sponsors as well, Motorsport Australia, Grim Industry, Shunt Scenery, DSL Rail Services, and NeuroPower. We thank you all for joining us here tonight once again for the Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars Super Sunday Series / Monday during Scops rounds here on SRW TV. I've been Hamish Munro, joined alongside once again by Steve Sinkovic. We'll see you guys Tuesday night for the Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars Series out at Jerez. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Amazing, I was clash heads again. This is like Chad Moscow and Cam Waters, almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because